Mr. Andy Rogers, sir.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hello there, child. What's your name?
My name is Elizabeth. Um, and
Elizabeth. Wow.
yeah,
Hmm.
and I was just wondering, what it's like as a performer to live with such a big fan right there in your space all the time.
Oh, well, Maddie's very complimentary. You're right. She's very. No, this one right here. This is this one right here. I try to think of him as my friend. This one, if I think of him as my friend, then I don't resent the fact that I can't afford a larger apartment. This one does have some practical uses. Occasionally, I like to go for a run, and I like to cool off by turning this on and just standing in front of it. Isn't that nice? Remember, children, when television was slow and quiet, and you could think? I do. I miss that type of children's television programming. I'm not sure if it exists anymore. Anyway, I hope that answers your question, Elizabethton, or whatever you decided your name was.
Elizabeth, you got it.
Elizabethton.
Elizabethum.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Thank you. And then more questions for for Desert Bus, Mr. Rogers.
Mr.
Yes.
Mr. Rogers, Mr. Rogers, can I
Hello.
ask you a
Hello.
question? My
Oh,
name
you certainly may.
is Phil Sarah Steve.
Phil Sarah Steve. Well, it's very nice to meet you.
So there's gonna be a big party coming up, and in our grade, and I'm really, really, really like Keith Lacey Drog, and I want to invite him back to, maybe have some chocolate just with me. What's the best way
Oh,
of telling someone that you want to share a Hershey's bar with them?
well, that's a good question there. What was your name again?
I don't even remember.
Phil, Sarah, Steve.
Phil Sarah Steve.
Phil
You've given me
Sarah.
so many names to remember, and I thank you for that. Fills my heart up with love and names. I would just, I would say if you were like me, you would never tell anyone of your secret feelings and die unrequited. However, as you still have youth and hope, what I would do is I would write on a small piece of paper. I would say, would you like to have a chocolate bar with me for dinner for Blarg or whatever their last name was, and then you do two little boxes. Do you know what a square is?
Oh, we've just learned that in class.
Oh, well, I'll review it for the rest of the children. A square has four sides and four corners, and you make two of those at the bottom, and you do check yes or no, and you label one yes, and you also label the one yes, and that's how you're
Ah,
guaranteed a chocolate date. But really, it's best just to go up and ask yourself. That'd probably be a better direct way, and also gives them an opportunity to say no, which is important.
right, right, right. Oh, thank you, Mr. Rogers. I'm gonna go ask Keith Lacey Dog in person if he wants to share
You
a
know, and
Hershey's
you're
bar.
you're such a nice child there. I'm sure they will say yes.
Yay! Thank you.
And then more questions before this bit gets too old and repetitive.
Hi, Desert Bus, Mr. Rogers. My name's Chilliwack Vatapak Super Backpack Smith, and I was
I'm gonna
wondering
call
what
you Phil.
I'm getting a little hungry. What should I have for lunch?
Well, the first thing to do is to go to wherever your family tends to keep food. Don't go in the garage where they tend to keep dangerous things. Don't eat any of those things. Just go to the kitchen. There are also dangerous things in the kitchen or the pantry or a small hole they've dug in the ground and covered with ants. Whatever it happens to be, we're not here to judge. Go to that place and find whatever is about to expire because that is thrifty. And in this
Grandpa.
day and age, yeah, there we go. So whether it's dairy, whether it's canned food, whether it's edible pieces of kitchen furniture. You find whatever looks like is about to go bad, and your caregivers, your folks there, they're gonna really appreciate that.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Phil.
Desert Bus, Mr. Rogers.
Why, yes, sir. Hello.
I got a question for you. What should I do if I am on a video call and I become trapped in the glitch dimension?
Well, that is a predicament, I must say. The first thing you must do, of course, is to wave ineffectively in front of your camera. Now, this will never work, but it's important to do just to prove yourself right. After that, you must get yourself what we call a Necronomicon. I happen to have one right here on my shelf. Come with me to my shelf, children. There we go. Here we go. Now, this may say The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien, but I just put that there to throw off the evil digital spirits. So now we turn, of course, to page 81. This here says, to fend off the crazy digital bees that are swarming around your head, you must first begin to speak in the dead language of Plock. Now, this may be
I don't know if
a
I know
little
that
hard for those
language.
kids.
What
It's
if we
a
don't know
difficult
that?
one. If you don't know that, well, you're up a certain creek and you do not have an implement to move you forward.
Oh dear.
So, yeah, I understand. You know, it's hard. First squares and then the ancient language of there's a lot to learn, children. But anyway, you must then recite this if you happen to have some goat's blood lying around.
I think you should maybe recite that now, Desert Bus, Mr. Rogers. I'm
You're
worried
absolutely
about
right.
you.
Here we go. Here's a goat's blood. It worked even before I did it. That's how good it is. So this is a fail. And just like that, it tends to go away. So
That's very
I
effective.
think that's all we're gonna do for today, children. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, eat your vegetables, look both ways before you cross the street, and never, ever buy a timeshare. Good day.
Thank you,
Bye,
Desert Bus,
Mr.
Mr.
Andy
Rogers.
Rogers.